It's taking photographs of a power plant, a misdemeanor or a felony.
What is that? Sorry?
Not only is it, just let me finish. Not only is it perfectly lawful.
No, it's not. And no, Jeff, I don't think you're a terrorist.
Welcome to ID Refusal Pro, the series that breaks down real-world encounters between citizens and law enforcement. Our goal? To help you understand your right to film in public and how to respond legally and safely during police interaction. In today's video, we feature footage from the respected channel Honor Your Oath Civil Rights Investigations. This recording was captured in Florida in August 2016. The man filming is Jeff, an investigative journalist. He is approached by officers, including Certain Ford of the local sheriff's department. The core issue: can a citizen legally refuse to show ID if they're not suspected of a crime? This situation highlights your First Amendment right to record and your Fourth Amendment protection from unlawful detention. Stay tuned as we analyze how this moment unfolded, and a special thanks to Honor Your Oath for their work in making these public encounters educational. Comment pro or your state.
Just taking photographs.
Take photographs?
Yeah.
We'll take photographs of.
Whatever I can see for public. I'm just gathering information about just investigative journalist gathering content for a story. That's all.
Okay.
There's my hands. Got nothing in my hands. All right.
Why are we taking pictures of the plant?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Raise a little bit of suspicion.
It's not illegal though, right?
That's not illegal, however, it is suspicious in nature. With it
Okay.
being as, you know, what it is. So, you have a vehicle with you?
I'm not answering any questions. Like I said, I explained to him I'm a journalist gathering content for a story,
You have an ID with you?
and so he's already confirmed I'm not breaking any laws. So
Well, we're still talking to you. We need to identify who we're talking to.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
We're trying to identify who we're talking to just because it was called out that there was a suspicious person walking around taking photographs. The way things are right now, we at least need to identify who we're speaking to so we can make a notation that you were
Right.
in the area, who you were, and what you were doing.
Okay.
If you're taking photos, that's fine.
Like
But we still need to find out who we're talking to.
who I am is investigative journalist gathering content for a story.
Okay, I need your name though.
I'm taking photographs.
So that's perfect.
Unless I'm being detained. Am I being detained?
It's an investigation, so right now you are being detained. Or
I am being detained.
You are being detained until we can figure out who your name is. I'm giving you a chance to give me your name. We're conducting an investigation as to what you're doing. Therefore, I'm asking you for your name.
What reasonable articulable suspicion do you have that a crime is afoot?
You're in an area taking photographs of a power plant.
He's taking photographs of a power plant.
Jeff calmly asserts that he is an investigative journalist, filming from a public space with no weapons and no illegal activity. Yet officers detain him based solely on suspicious behavior, a vague term not supported by reasonable articulable suspicion as required under Terry v. Ohio, 1968. Jeff invokes his Fourth Amendment protection against unlawful detention and challenges the officers. What crime am I suspected of? The answer is telling: we don't know. This scene highlights a key principle in ID refusal law. Police may not detain or compel ID without a clear basis of suspected criminal conduct. When filming in public, protected by the First Amendment, citizens have the right to decline ID requests unless a specific articulable crime is involved. Do you think vague suspicion justifies detainment? Comment pro or your state and share how your local police handle ID refusal cases.
Misdemeanor or a felony?
What is that? Sorry?
Is it a misdemeanor or a felony to take pictures?
Right now you're failing to identify who you are while being investigated by a law enforcement officer. That's the crime that you're committing at this point.
What would that be?
Failing to provide identification to a law enforcement officer when you have been asked to do so.
Is that a crime?
It is a crime.
You have
Well-
to provide law enforcement with an identification or your name so that when it's been asked upon, do not do so.
But you've already confirmed that I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not violating any
Besides
laws.
failing to identify yourself at this point.
There's no duty. I'm not refusing. Don't get me wrong. But there's no duty to identify if I'm not suspected of a crime.
Okay.
Is that right?
We're telling you right now, we are completing an investigation as to what you're doing and what you're photographing.
I've already told you that I'm an investigative
Correct.
journalist gathering content for
However,
story.
Along with that, we need to identify, we're asking you that we need to identify who you are so we can make a notation that you were in the area and you're going to be in the area taking photographs. Okay,
Well-
failing to provide law enforcement officer with a form of identification after you have been asked to do so is a crime.
Okay, so I'm not refusing. What will happen if I don't give you guys identification? Because I don't think it's any of your business who I am. You've already confirmed that I'm not committing a crime. What I'm doing is perfectly lawful. I'm standing on a public sidewalk. Not only is it, just let me finish. Not only is it perfectly lawful, it's constitutionally protected activity.
Okay.
Did you guys take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution?
Okay. I'm not asking you whether or not you are going to be...
Jeff challenges the officer's legal authority to demand identification without a crime. He cites the standard from Hybel v. 6th Judicial District Court, 2004. Only in states with stop and identify statutes can police compel ID, and only if there is reasonable suspicion of a specific crime. The officer, unable to name such a crime, a charge only valid where state law supports it under Terry stops. Jeff correctly argues that filming from a public sidewalk is both lawful and constitutionally protected by the First Amendment, and refusal to ID is not itself a crime, unless tied to valid suspicion. This intense ID refusal exchange reveals how officers may blur policy with law, risking police misconduct if detention continues without legal basis. Should filming in public ever be cause for criminal suspicion? Comment pro or your state and let us know how local officers approach ID refusal in your area.
Taking photographs on the side of the road. That's not what we've already clarified that.
Right.
However, what we're discussing now is the fact that you're failing to provide law enforcement with an actual identification or your name so that you can make a notation that we may contact you. Right?
This is a First Amendment protected right. You guys are detaining me unlawfully. And now you're forcing me to give up my identification, which is unlawful. I'm gonna give you guys a chance not to do that. I'm not refusing to do it, but I'm gonna give you guys a chance not to unlawfully detain me.
We need to know who we're speaking to.
Are you going to give us your identification or not?
Am I gonna be arrested or not if I don't give it to
It
you?
just depends. Why are you refusing to give it?
Because it's none of your business who I am. It's my personal information.
I'm a law enforcement officer. I have the right to find out who I am.
What is y'all's names and badge numbers? Do you have a supervisor?
I do. You want me to come over? Because I'll be more than glad
Please
to
call your supervisor and we'll take it from there, okay?
Alright.
Now I'll make it clear I don't consent to being detained. I like to be free to go and go about my business.
I understand that.
Are you recording as well?
Yes, everything's
Excellent,
recorded.
excellent.
He's also recording his live streaming on Facebook right now.
That's perfect.
You guys both confirmed that you're recording, so I'm going to be doing,
Everything's being recorded.
I will be doing a public records request to obtain those videos.
Right now you're telling me you're innocent. That's perfectly fine, but I have no way of proving that unless you provide me some kind of identification that states that you are. And if you do, then that's fine. You're good to go. We'll go on our own way. Well, it's the loitering and prowling is what we were looking at because you're in an area at a time that's not common for normal people to be in photographing.
Like I expressed to Deputy Richardson, I do not consent to being detained. I would like to be free to go as soon as possible.
As soon as we can find out who you are and we can possibly identify who you are, you'll be more than glad to go.
Alright, sir, I'm going to advise you of your constitutional rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, and to have him listen during any question. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. Before any question, if you wish, if you decide to answer questions without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering at any time. You'll also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand each of those rights if I explain them to you?
Hi, I'm Sergeant Ford. How are you, sir?
Sergeant Ford.
Nice to meet you.
Well, what's your name, sir?
My name is Jeff. I'm
okay.
investigative journalist. I'm just taking photographs. They've already advised me that that is not illegal.
No, it's not. And no, Jeff, I don't think you're a terrorist. Fine, but if that's all you...
Officers issue a Miranda warning to Jeff despite the absence of a cause, raising concerns under the Fourth Amendment and the limits of a lawful Terry stop. When Sir Ford arrives, he acknowledges that Jeff's recording is legal, reaffirming First Amendment protection for public photography. Yet Ford still probes for Jeff's full name, even after confirming no crime has occurred. This moment illustrates a common ID refusal tension. When officers transition from investigatory authority to persistence unsupported by law, citizens should stay calm, state their rights clearly, and ask whether they are free to leave. Should officers read Miranda without a crime? Comment pro or your state and share how your community handles ID refusal and investigative detention.
You was taking pictures.
Okay. Am I free to
Fine
go?
outside, Jeff.
I know it is. Am I free to go?
What's that?
Am I free to go?
Yeah.
We know
Okay.
who he is, right?
Yeah, what's that?
Because we didn't know who you
Well, you don't want to give us your last name or anything like that, Jeff?
I'd rather not if I'm not doing anything illegal.
He wouldn't even give us his first name. So.
Well, you said it's Jeff. I mean, if it's Jeff, Jeffrey, I don't know.
Okay.
But, no, you're not doing anything illegal.
Okay. So I'm free to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to head this way if I could just...
Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Jeff, you know that, were you recording our conversation between the two of us?
I am, yes, sir.
Okay, well, you didn't tell me you were recording that conversation, did you?
No, sir.
Okay, that's illegal under Florida statute. You realize that?
Actually, it is
Yeah,
not.
it's a Security Communications Act is what it is.
Not when it comes to public officials.
No, I think you're wrong, buddy. Okay? But you need to tell me you're recording me. If I'm talking to you, say, hey, I'm recording this conversation. and I'll be fine with that because you've told me you're recording me. Okay?
Okay, am I free to go?
Yeah, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Let's not bring that to your attention.
This case is a textbook example of ID refusal and the legal boundaries officers must respect. Jeff the journalist remained calm, assertive, and legally accurate. He earns a solid A for how he handled the encounter. The officers, particularly before Sart Ford arrives, showed confusion between suspicion and lawful detainment, earning a C, with Sart Ford slightly improving the situation but still probing unnecessarily. Citizens must remember, filming in public is not a crime, and refusal to ID is only criminal if your state has a stop and identify law and reasonable suspicion exists. Know your rights, ask if you're free to leave, and record every encounter. For more real health ID refusal encounters here on ID Refusal Pro, and support the original footage creator, Honor Your Oath Civil Rights Investigations for their impactful public work. Laws referenced in this video: First Amendment USC Constitution, Fourth Amendment USA Constitution, Terry v. Ohio 1968, Highball v. 6th Judicial District Court 2004, Miranda v. Arizona 1966,